Hey there, lunatics. Dakin the Mad here, and we have got some more grounded news for you already. Obsidian has released a roadmap for Grounded 2, and it gives us all the way up until next summer. So let's take a look at it. First of all, here you can see that we have got for the fall update what they're calling Axle recipes and Axle's Arena. Not sure myself what Axel is, but there's a whole bunch of Axel stuff here with the Axel Park boss, the Axel armor, Axel weapons, Axel furniture. So it's definitely going to have some sort of big theme going on with it. I think I remember reading something about, I think in Grounded 1, how Willow was saying something along the lines of how she wanted to get a pet spider or something when she got bigger. I don't remember all the details. It's been a while since I've looked at all of the Grounded dialogue stuff. I think Axel might be a spider. I know there's been talk of a tarantula boss, so it's entirely possible that Axel is just the name of the tarantula boss, in which case that would be kind of interesting. I mean, we've already had two spider bosses, but the tarantula is massive. I mean, that is a big spider. Honestly, I feel like a tarantula would fall under a colossi kind of category, not a boss spider. So I'm kind of interested to see how they treat this boss fight and what we do with it, because if it is a tarantula, those things are big enough that we should be able to climb onto it. Now, if we can climb onto it and do stuff with it, that would be awesome. Kind of a Shadows of the Colossus kind of thing. I would love to see that in this game. So I guess we will see what happens. But then in the winter update, they're going to add Steam Deck. So if you are a Steam Deck user, you will get access to Grounded 2 this winter. Apparently, they're also adding new areas and biomes, but they haven't revealed what it is yet. It's kind of spray painted out. And we've got a couple other areas like that in the other updates. It's almost like they don't want to tip us off quite yet as to what kind of biomes we should expect to see. But we can expect in the winter update to see playgrounds returning, as well as Sour 2.0, which I'm assuming is just an upgrade to the upgrade system itself, like sour and spicy, things like that. Peeper 2.0, which will be interesting. What kind of changes are coming to the Peeper system? There aren't a lot available from a peeping standpoint right now, but I'm curious to see what more we can get from it. Looks like they're also going to be adding coziness, which will be nice because coziness added a whole lot of fun little furniture and things like that when they introduced the coziness. They introduced an unlock feature from it as you leveled up your coziness. It'll be nice to have that returning from Grounded 1. And we're also going to get a Ladybug buggy. I will be curious to see what kind of purpose the Ladybug serves. We kind of have the attack buggy right now with the spider, and we have the carry-all kind of buggy with the ant. So I wonder if the Ladybug's going to be more of like a tanking kind of buggy, like maybe giant rhinoceros kind of thing. Like it charges in, it's big, it's heavy, it's slow, that sort of deal. New creatures like the cricket and the earwig will be interesting to see, especially since, again, crickets are pretty big. I'm very curious as to what this will look like from a size standpoint. And they're getting the tier 3 tools at this point, as well as mushroom stuff at this point. So they're adding new base defenses also, which I can expect would mean that we should have some more raiding aspects, because right now the raiding system in Grounded 2 is pretty minimal. It doesn't really do much right now, but if they add more base defenses, hopefully they'll also be increasing what we're going to see from a raid standpoint and make it a little bit more like Grounded 1, or maybe make it better than Grounded 1, because frankly I thought the raid system in Grounded was okay, but it definitely needed a little bit more work, and the rewards really weren't all that great. And if you built the right base, you could either ignore most of the raids and only have to deal with the really, really annoying ones like the mosquitoes and the wasps. Those were just awful raids. Hopefully they'll balance things a little bit better. In the summer update, we're getting an upgrade to smoothies and we're getting swimming as well with an increase to watery buggies, watery creatures, watery bases. It looks like they're probably going to be adding the pond area in the summer update. So that's also apparently where we're getting zip lines. And they mentioned that they were holding back zip lines for a while, but I guess they've already made the decision to go ahead and bring zip lines back in just at a later date. I'm mostly curious to see what we're going to get from the water aspect, if we're going to be able to build underwater bases, or if it's just going to be water bases on the surface, kind of like how we got in Grounded 1. I would love to have the ability to build a base that can go underwater. Maybe something that's a bit of a combination of above and below. That would be a lot of fun. Kind of Subnautica-esque kind of buildings. I'd love to see that. And then they've got the future plan section, an area where they haven't really set any specific dates. We know that early access is probably only going to last a couple of years at most. So we're getting about a year's worth of plans as well as what they're hoping to do on top of that. And I think that it's pretty generic, honestly, in the future plans section. There's really not much from a specifics, just more new buggies. All right, which ones? Well, we haven't decided yet. You know, they're going to change up and do more stuff with mutations. Cool. What? They haven't decided yet. New armor, new weapons, new Omni-tool stuff. Cool. What are we going to see? Haven't decided yet. New creatures, new bosses. Nothing decided, just generic. There's going to be more. You know, just wanting to make sure that we know that this isn't all of it and that there's a lot more coming, even though they're not ready to announce the details yet. When it comes to the new buggies, what are you hoping to see? I still want to see a flying buggy. I know that the devs haven't made a decision one way or the other, but when it comes to flying buggies, I would love it to be a bee or a butterfly, maybe. But I don't really want it to be the mosquito because the sound of the mosquito is really annoying. And I would hate for that to be the noise I'm hearing constantly while I'm on my buggy. They're also mentioning that they're going to be adding new colossi. I'm curious what these new colossi will be. Will the colossi be the kind of colossi that you have to do something with or interact with? Or are we talking something like the crow or the koi fish, where there's just nothing you can do about it? They are what they are, and they're too big for you to ever interact with. Frankly, that's what the tarantula should be too, especially when you look at the size of an ant versus the size of a tarantula, and then compare us to ants when we're this small. It's a huge size difference. I have noticed in the future plan section that one of the things that they are offering is base moving. And I think that would be really interesting. In the new Dune Awakening game, there is a tool where you can kind of scan your base and it lays out the entire thing and then lets you take it and move it to one other area and just plop the whole thing down at once. I think that would be kind of cool to have that same feature in Grounded 2, where you can just scan the whole thing, pick up your whole base, and move it in a single go. Especially if they let you actually take all the materials and the items and stuff and move that with a single go too, which Dune did not let you do. It just lets you move the blueprint. I would love to be able to just pick my whole base up, all the items that are in it, all the loot, all the everything, and just put it in a new area without having to go back and forth 100 times. What about you? What do you guys think? And when it comes to all this generic stuff where they're not giving us any details, what do you think is going to come? They say new armor and weapons. What kind of new armor and weapons? What are you most looking forward to? And what about the sections where they do go into details? Which section of updates are you most interested in? The fall, winter, or summer update? Personally, I'm really interested in the winter update. The idea of adding some new creatures, getting a new buggy, and maybe some changes to the peeping and the sour system. That sounds really cool to me, and I really want to see what we're going to get when it comes to those changes. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're most interested in. And there's really not a lot of detail that's come out right now on any of this Grounded 2 stuff. A lot of it really is just speculation on our parts. Since the game literally just launched into early access today, the devs at Obsidian are still kind of keeping everything close to the chest. But if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you are aware of whenever any new Grounded 2 information and news comes out, because believe me, I am going to be covering it as soon as I hear about it myself. Hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay crazy, everybody.